Today, I am getting an Italian burrito. Let me explain. We have this local mini chain around here. It's called Bellini's Counter. It's a fast, casual concept focused on Italian flavors. Think like Chipotle, but Italian. You can get pasta bowls, salads, wraps, which, let's face it, are basically burritos. I think this place is a little extra cool because on their website, they use kind of a font that's similar to what we've used here on the channel before, and also similar to something like Mr. Beast. But let's not sidetrack. Let's focus on the food. I have a special way I customize my burrito, and make sure you stick around to the end because I got something for dessert that you are not going to want to miss. So let's do it, guys. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get out of here. Bellini's Counter is brought to us by the Marrello Restaurant Group, who also own Jacob and Anthony's and Bellini's restaurant. Both of those places are really good. Haven't been there for the channel yet, but we'll get there one day. The location of Bellini's Counter that I went to is in Stuyvesant Plaza and is actually attached to a Jacob and Anthony's. That side of it is more of a sit-down place. It's kind of focused on Italian flavors with kind of a modern flair. And I mentioned to you that when I get my burrito or wrap or whatever you want to call it, it's something that one of their staff members at a different location actually turned me on to when I went to a thrifting pop-up at their Albany location, downtown Albany location, a couple of years ago. So this isn't exactly the first time that you've seen Bellini's Counter on the channel here. All right, so how do I order? So what I do is I start with the 1959, which is a wrap named after the year that they actually formed their business. That thing usually has chicken cutlets, Italian rice, mozzarella, marinara sauce, all rolled into a herb-covered tortilla. So where the customizations come in, I have them swap out the marinara sauce for vodka sauce. And I don't fool around with any of the extra toppings except for, they have those silly little kind of like pipadoo peppers. They're like sweet, pickled red peppers, and they're absolutely incredible. I get those inside of the burrito. Seriously, those things are like beyond sweeter than the sweetest pepper that you could find. And they have this pickled little bite. It's like the Sour Patch Kid of the vegetable world. They roll all of this stuff into a wrap. It's kind of caked with Italian herbs. On my visit this time, I confused them a little bit because I wanted to get them to cut it so that I could take a nice picture for the thumbnail. And they just weren't understanding. I told them to wrap it and then cut it, and they unrolled it a couple times. It is what it is. I guess it's not a normal request to ask for a wrap to be cut, but that's what I get for being difficult. But after a couple rolls and a rewrap and all this stuff, it actually happened, and I think it came out really good. Let's get into the tasting. This monster is absolutely incredible. You get that chicken cutlet and they cut it up real nice, and that kind of brings you back to childhood. I used to eat chicken cutlets way more than any other food as a kid. So their chicken cutlets are like the perfect Italian thin chicken cutlet, which I just remember from being a kid. You got that vodka sauce action kind of coupled with the mozzarella. It's like this creamy, tomatoey, just amazingness that kind of permeates everything. It kind of brings you with the chicken, kind of a chicken parm character to the whole thing. You get a little bit of the rice that's seasoned, and it kind of fills it out a little bit, makes it a little bit more substantial. I mean, the rice just turns it into like an over-the-top carby experience. The herbs that are caked onto the wrap, for me, they always fall off while I'm eating it, so I don't really get much of it. And I don't know if there's actually herbs on both sides of it, but whenever I eat this and I look down after I'm done, there's just herbs all over the table. It's one of those things that, like, after you eat it, you know that that's what you ate. For me, though, it's those pepadoos that really bring this over the top. I've tried recreating this combination with the pastas or the salads or the bowls. For me, it's just not the same. I got to get this as a burrito. Italian burrito, you really just can't go wrong. If you're enjoying this, hit like on the video and subscribe if you like food. Bellini's Counter only has one dessert. It's labeled sweets on the menu. And these guys really make it count. It's cannoli chips. Inside of this big drinking cup, they give you a little cup of cannoli cream that's like caked with chocolate chips on top. And then basically like a handful of cannoli shell cookies that are flat that you're just able to like take through the cannoli cream and kind of make your own adventure. And those are dusted in powdered sugar. The cool thing is you get to determine the right chip to cream ratio. And as far as the fun factor, this is like an A+. Where it falls a little bit short is the ratio of cream that they give you to chips that they give you is a little bit off balance. I think, honestly, they give you a little bit more chips than the cream can accommodate. If I were to imagine like a cannoli or two kind of just deconstructed and put into a cup, I would imagine like 1.5 times more cream and about 75% of the cookies that they give you. So like 25% less cookies. But that's just me. Recapping that whole meal, I realize it's been quite a while since we've actually showcased Italian food on the channel here. If you click into this video right here, it'll bring you to the last time we went to Donna's Italian in Troy. It's a good one.